Hello. In today's video, we're going to be looking at PWA and why I decided to pick PWA over Flutter and React Native. Oh, all right. So when it comes to building mobile apps, um, the go-to language to use is either Kotlin, Swift, React Native, or Flutter. I think Tauri too is part. The issue with it is that when it's time for uploading your application into Play Store and Apple Store so that users can download it on their device, it becomes tasking. Google wants you to pay, which it's not. I'm not against that. And it's also a one-time issue, so I'm not really against it. Apple too also wants you to pay, and that's like a recurring, that's going to be a recurring payment. And I think that's yearly. I don't really have issues with that. What I do have issue with is them looking at them vetting your app to see whether it's complied. And in all honesty, that isn't bad. But yes, they are trying to protect their users from bad players. But at the same time, the good ones will have to wait for like months if they are wait for like months for their apps to be approved. That's not the part I don't really like because I am the kind of person that wants to build application within like 1 to 2 weeks. I write my code really fast, then deploy so that users can quickly use it and give me feedback. And it's not all applications that are required to be on the web. Some users prefer it downloaded on their phone. So for me to be able to combat that, I don't know, I will just go into the web and notice that some websites that I visit, some applications that I visit, like Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Paystack, they have this install button. And just me being very curious, I installed it on my system and I noticed that, okay, the application was installed directly into my system. I was like, wow, this is actually like crazy. But I didn't take it serious. Just fast forward to today, I stumbled upon PWA. I was like, wait, PWA is what all these applications have been using. Uh, I never took it serious because of like, it's not something people talk about all the time. So I never took it serious. By the time I took my time to go through what PWA is all about, I was like, okay, it actually makes sense to use it. Maybe not for everything, and I'll tell you the reason why. But for 90% of the applications that we're building, PWA is actually like fine, except you're doing something that requires like graphics and GPU and all those things. And then you can want to say you don't, then you can choose not to use PWA. But if you're not doing anything, if you're doing something as simple as taking in users' data information and storing it in database, booking a ride or going through feeds, and then you can go ahead with PWA. So, what is PWA? PWA is just website that you can install on your system. That's like the layman term on PWA. I can install traditional web apps on my phone, and they act as though as they are native mobile apps. But not just mobile, it can also work for desktop. So the key features about PWA is that it is installable, it is reliable. So you don't necessarily need the internet connection to provide consistent experience, and that's something that I noticed while building it, while building this studio app that I'm about to share with you. I've always wondered how to cache or allow my users to use my applications even offline the best way to do that is to actually build a mobile app. Yes, that's like the best way to do it. But when I encountered on this PWA stuff, I noticed that wait, my website I can actually be used offline. And it was crazy when I found out like it's just like a baby. The first time a baby is receiving something very sweet after taking bitter things, the experience they go through. That's how it was for me. It's engaging. So while I was doing my research on PWA, I found out that Twitter got good metrics when they moved or when they tried PWA. So that is really good. Accessible, yeah. So PWA is very accessible on any browser, on any device. Meaning that you just need like one code base and still reach a global audience. That is somewhat true. It's just that, let's say, also when I was to do research, iOS, Apple made it somewhat difficult to have your PWA installed on the application. It's not really that difficult if you know your way around it. It's just that it's not as straightforward as it is on your desktop where you just see the install button, click on it, and then go ahead and install it. It's not really like that. It's more of what do you call this thing? You have to go to the home menu, you have to then click on I think home menu. And yes, I think it's home menu. Then from there you can then click on install on my own, add to my home screen or something like that. And the crazy thing about it is that you can only use Safari, you can't use any other browser, which is annoying. Like Apple, why do you keep making this thing difficult? Okay. Another one too is that it's linkable. You can easily share URLs with PWA. You can also do push notification to re-engage with users. Like the benefits of features are actually like nice. Okay, now benefits, what I gained, or what I think I'm going to gain from using PWA. Because of I don't really need so many code base, I can write my code once, put it on the web, and tell the user to install it on their system. I don't need to go to Kotlin and make changes. I don't need to go to Flutter and make changes. I don't need to go to React, Vue, whatever technology that I'm using for all my applications. I don't need to go there to make changes or because of one or because of there was a bug or mistake in one or in all the languages used. Instead, I can just do it in one code base, which is I use Vue. So I can just go to my code base, make the changes here, and then reduce maintenance costs. It's faster to develop. Like I said, everything is a one code base. Just write your code, deploy within 1 2 weeks, depending on how fast you ship. I can also improve it can also improve user experience. Also improves conversion rate. Back to the example I gave on Twitter, it's actually helped them a lot. Um, yes, I'm saying PWA is good, but it has like its limitations, and that can be really annoying. But 90% of the applications you're going to build, like you're going to build, like I said, doesn't really need it, except you're doing something that requires native code, which could be uh, let's see, it could be you want to use the GPU of the phone. Yeah, you will need like to go really, really in depth into the phone. And I think the reason why PWAs are not really designed for that is because of trying to trying to make PWA native is going to introduce a lot of issues. Why? Because of bad players can do a lot of nasty things on your phone directly. which is no good. I think that's why Apple and Google still have to vet your application. But that being said, if you're not using any GPU, you're not doing any crazy thing that requires a native layer, then you're good to go. So what's my takeaway on all this? My takeaway on this is on this are 90% of your applications can be run or can use PWA. If you want to do anything crazier like using native layer, you can opt in for Kotlin or Swift. And if yeah, that's just it. That's it. So if you have anything to say to what I just said, you can write it down in the comment section. I will go through it. If you have any ideas on how I can improve on the way I talk about technologies, you can also write down there. I really need feedback to work on my approach to this. Thank you. Have a nice day.